for?
Well, I am running for the District 24 of the State House of Representatives of South Carolina. It's an area in the southern part of the city of Greenville, running east toward Malden and south toward Lawrence. But doesn't cover the whole area. There are other districts in the way, but it's a nice, fairly populated area of the city. Well, I definitely have a great love for politics. It tends to be one of the things I study the most. I watch a lot of news. I do a lot of environmental work, and I just like the history of politics, and then I've seen that there are usually a lot of older people in politics nowadays than there are, I guess, of a lower age, maybe 1835 area. There aren't as many of those nowadays in politics since, I guess, life expectancy has increased. So maybe one of the issues there, but there just need to be more youth, and quite honestly, there's not enough representation in terms of ethnic backgrounds, not enough representation in terms of gender, and I can only cover a couple of those, but nevertheless, it inspired me basically to try to pursue this. So. I've done a lot of poli-sci stuff, being a minor in it and everything. Just going over all the different lectures and whatnot, particularly, I guess the last push was my Politics of the American South course I took last semester, which Dr. Huffman led, and we did a lot of readings on just how the makeup of politicians in the South in particular is, and it's a very, very skewed representation of who lives in the South, and I definitely don't agree with such things. So I guess that was one of the final pushes in his class and in him himself in general that got me to thinking I should run. I have not launched it officially. I am in the midst of getting volunteers and establishing even greater detail to my platform. I'm getting a lot of advice from other representatives, from people at the head of the Democratic Party in my county and even in the state's Democratic Party. Just getting a lot of preparation stuff done, so that way when January and February hit, I will be able to hit the ground running essentially and go for it. Yeah, I decided to make the Facebook group first because and I do have I guess the fastest access to friends there. There are a lot of other persons in the area of my district and whatnot in Greenville County that could that are also on Facebook and definitely could help out with recruiting others and getting more volunteers for me and everything. So I figured it was a nice way to go. Technology definitely helps. It certainly helped in the Obama campaign. Words that are coming out of my mouth. Here we go. Yes, and so it seems like a fairly logical stepping point. I'm in the midst of getting my website started as well, and once that gets going, that'll definitely be the focus of my site. But for now, I've got the Facebook group. I just made a fan page as well, and from there, we'll proceed to actually doing phone banking and going around house to house once the campaign does get up and running officially, which cannot start until January. So, personally, I mean, whatever they'd like to know, they could come find me. I'm very open. I am more than willing to share any sort of ideas and get more ideas from them, because being the youngest legislator, if I do win in a few or in several months, I suppose, I want to hear what they have to say. I mean, my biggest thing is getting our education system improved, getting more jobs here for not only our generation, but even for those that are much older, or not necessarily much older, but a couple of years older than us. And I think that their opinion definitely matters. I mean, there's so many people on this campus and in the state that go to college and whatnot, or are previously going to college, that feel that they're not being heard, that all these, I guess, middle-aged lawyers and whatnot are claiming that they're listening to them, but they're not. And so they're going to go on their own routes and do what they think is best for the state, when in actuality, they really haven't spoken to their constituents, and they haven't found out what they think is the best idea and the best way to go. And I definitely want to be that kind of person. I have a year to get more Greenvillians in that particular district on my side. It's a Republican-dominant district, but I'm confident that I definitely have a lot of shared hopes and goals for the state that they do, even if we are on different sides of the aisle. And certainly having in the opinion of Republican students and Democratic students on campus certainly would help me out in terms of figuring out more of what I'd like to see happen in the State House, the General Assembly, and for the rest of South Carolina. So